What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a return of the Silver Fox. As you can see, she is there. Now, in the time that the Silver Fox has been away, she has gone through quite a few updates. And I'm going to take you through those in this episode. So I am filming on a Sunday. The video is actually going to be released this evening. And that's why I am in plain clothes and the shop is quiet. I'm also filming with the new camera. I'm testing out this Canon EOS R5, I think. Anyway, we're going to test this in the Sony ZV-E10 just to kind of see what we can get out of it. But either way, let me take you through the Silver Fox upgrades. Alright, so as I mentioned, we are back and we have done a ton of work to the Silver Fox. So I think we got to kick it off with, the elephant in the room, and that is the fact that it has now an M52 back into the E36, the Silver Fox, which is an E36. So the M52 is the engine, the M50, M52 6 cylinders. That's the engine that originally came in these E36s, and so it's only fitting that it returned back to an M52. And funny enough, this specific M52 is the M52 that was in my car, my original 6-cylinder 328i that I converted on this channel, and there'll be a link somewhere here to watch that video. But this is that very engine. It's been rebuilt, and it's not really going to make more power because it is pretty much the same spec. But it's been rebuilt, and it is going. It's found a new home. So we hope that she will see many miles. And so also what's been upgraded in the car in terms of the engine bay is the we've painted the engine bay because this car had seen a lot of hard miles before, and so it needed a bit of touch-up beautification. So we've painted the engine bay white with the view that we are going to paint the rest of the car white, just not now because of the costs of this build as well as another build that's happening in the background. It hasn't started, but there's a lot of preparation happening and engineering happening with that thing. So also what's happened is we have replaced the front dampers. Now we have used the original struts that came with this car, the coilovers. We've just replaced the inserts with Koni inserts, Koni Sport inserts, which I think have been revalved to deal with the higher spring rates that we run on this car. But so that's also been done. That needed to be done because the dampers that were in this car were actually completely gone. So that really needed to be done. There are a host of other upgrades that this car is getting. So switching from the M54 that was in this car to the M52 required quite a bit of work because the M54 was standard and it was running off an old Gotex system, engine management system, which was good for the early to mid 2000s, but now with this kind of engine, it's just not viable to run it on that kind of system. I mean, you can, but with variations in fuel, altitude, any sort of other variation, you run into a lot of risk with a ECU that can't really adapt itself or have any protection. So we are upgrading the car to an ECU Master Classic. And as we speak, the new wiring harness is being made for the car, and it's actually finished. So it will be installed next week, and we need to also redo a lot of the wiring that's in this car. But that is now done. And as it ran in my chassis, this car will be using the Audi coils sitting on top of this valve cover, as well as the Bosch 440cc injectors to cope with the new fuel demands. And obviously the original injectors from this age are just toast over the period of time that they've run. And obviously it's getting new sensors and everything. So together with the ECU Master Classic ECU, we're going to be running an oil pressure temperature sensor and a fuel pressure temperature sensor, as well as new TPS, obviously new crank angle sensor, the VANOS, single VANOS system. We replaced the solenoid and the plunger, so hopefully we can get the VANOS to work now. And a few of the other sensors are new. We've also replaced the old worn out water bottle that was in here with a nice new water bottle. I've used the bracket from that I've designed and built for any chassis really. It's designed specifically for this VW Polo CLA water bottle. Now these are obviously found on a lot of different Volkswagens, including from I think Golf 2s all the way up to some of the Golf 5s out there, Golf 4s, Golf 5, something like that, and the Polo. So it's a very common water bottle. So I've designed a generic bracket for that. That's for sale on my website, which we'll be releasing very, very soon. Hopefully in this week, maybe next week, and you can get yourself one of those on the website. And yeah, so that's along with many other things we've done. Now in repairing this car, we found some chassis welding we had to do to fix up some challenges with the chassis that was with the subframe. And on the front end, this car actually never had an oil cooler. That was one of the things with this car in its original shape as we got it. So I've designed a new front chassis leg stiffener to replace the steel chassis leg stiffener that the E36 originally comes with. Now I've done that in line with a Setrab, I think it is a 15-row oil cooler. So this chassis leg stiffener is aluminium. It's a lot lighter than the original stamped steel version. I haven't actually weighed it, but I haven't weighed the steel one. But you can work on about half the weight. Aluminium one is about 400 grams, so the stamped steel one would most likely be around a kilo to a kilo and a half, something like that. So, but I've also made it so that it comes, or it can come, with an oil cooler bracket. And that oil cooler bracket, like I say, is designed to work with a standard Setrab oil cooler. There's the number. I think this is a 15-row oil cooler. So I'm planning to sell that on my website as well. So if you are looking for an oil cooler adapter kit, upgrade kit that you want to use on your E36, be it a road car or a track car, then you might want to look at that. The only thing is it's not designed to work with an aircon system. So with the condenser in front of the radiator, it might be a challenge. So, but it's very race car specific. So soon that'll be on my website, and I will show you that in the next video once it's laser cut, and I can show you and we put it on the car, and I can show you kind of how it works. The plan is to sell that as a kit, so you could buy the chassis brace, you can buy the individual parts, or you can buy it as a kit. The only thing I won't be selling is the E36 M3 oil filter housing adapter for the oil cooler, but there are various kits you can buy online for that. So there's options for that available already. I'll be selling the kit in terms of fittings, AN fittings, hose, the oil cooler, and obviously the bracket with the chassis brace, which is a bolt-on replacement unit. So you can see it here as I'm displaying it in CAD, and I'll show you that as soon as I get it back from laser cutting. Also what we've done is obviously we've taken the dash out, and we are just simplifying everything in the car, because this car had quite a lot of gauges, analog gauges, and there is this existing Power Mods dash, and so the goal is to try and get this Power Mods dash to work in conjunction with the ECU Master Classic. Now to do that, we're going to use some of the auxiliary outputs and the RPM output obviously, and feed it into the Power Mods dash. Now the analog inputs in the Power Mods dash, the Power Mods dash is a South African dash that was developed a few years ago, but it takes the signals are different, so we might have to build a pulse width modulator box to change the signal, but that's a story for another day. So we've gotten rid of a lot of the analog gauges, and we are planning on just simplifying the interior, getting a lot of the old crappy wiring that was in here, and try and get this car just back to life. This car is also quite a lightweight car, and I want to remove a lot of the unnecessary crap that's in the car. Also long term, we're going to move the battery. The battery's at the back, but it, you know, when you place the battery at the back like that and you run the standard battery cable, the OEM battery cable is super heavy, and so having meters of it all the way to the back of the car, is unnecessary weight. So we're going to move that, and but that's not happening right now. For the moment, we are just trying to get through a lot of the work, and then when we test the car originally, we're just going to run it on these old used Bridgestones until we can actually get until we're happy with it, and then we'll get a new set of Dunlops so that it can compete in the BMW Club race series. So yep, that's kind of where we are with it, and it doesn't look like a lot of work has happened, but yeah, there's been a ton of work. This engine was in 1,000 pieces, and I've had to rebuild it and remachine pistons, and there's a lot that went into this. So but yeah, I'm happy with where we are. We're also going to do a ram air intake here on the front headlight that's going to feed into like an airbox with the cone filter inside the airbox, but again, that's not going to happen right now. The objective is just to really get this thing running. So that's a bit of an update of where we are with the Silver Fox, and I'm super keen to see it running again. The other thing that we found was the exhaust that was on this car was actually a 63mm exhaust, and if you know, these cars, especially if they are slightly tuned, they need a 76mm exhaust, so that's a 3-inch. After the collectors, so the collectors come through, and so the dual headers come through, and then they will go into a collector which is a 76mm collector, and that helps. The 76mm helps with the scavenging. So it had a 63mm on with a very, very bad kind of collector, which was just a real just get the thing back together type of deal. So we also need to have an exhaust made for this car when the time comes. So yep, that's where we are with this car. So anyway, it was a bit of a brief video and update, and I am not sure when the next video will be out. The wiring harness is done. We've got to get it in, but the next week's video might be on the E30, the black E30, that we're going to try and get running, because I think we finished a lot of work on that. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for following on this Silver Fox, and I hope to see you soon. Hopefully we'll be recording on a new camera soon. Thanks for watching. Ciao.